I'm talking about product backlog. And in some ways, the product backlog is a key part of the whole Agile process, that it feeds into a lot of discussion around budgeting, timeframes, business value. So there's a lot of it that goes into this is really the starting of a project. For most projects, there's going to be a lot of varying levels of detail, starting at the beginning where it's probably just a list of stories and epics and a high level sizing. Then that leads into some sort of estimate on timeframes and budgets, though some of that gives some people grief because there's a lot of unknowns at this point in time, but we have to give some relative guidance on when this stuff could be done and kind of how much it's going to cost us for going through and doing it. When we look at, there's different kinds of stories. So earlier on, user interface stories might have a very rough mock-up in terms of a paper drawing or something like that for information. And then as the stories get closer to be actually being worked on, we expect to see more and more detail. So a project that's halfway done, we still might have some very rough ideas of certain stories, and then we have some stories that have a whole lot of detail. Probably the key thing here is sizing. When we start going through and chopping up that backlog into pieces for execution by the Agile teams, we want to get to a certain size. In some ways, that's a secret sauce of making these breakdowns of work big enough or just big enough that the work can get done, totally done in the time boxes of our iterations. And I think that's about it for product backlog.